Good morning to you. Thanks so much for being with us here today. On this Tuesday morning, busy day here at Indiana in the Morning. We have a guest in every segment, including in this segment where we visit with Indiana Area Superintendent Rob Heinrich joining us this morning. Our visit presented by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Law Firm and Best Personal Injury Lawyer 4 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. You know, everybody's busy. Everybody's got tons of things to do. You're just concluding the United Way campaign, but
Yes,
you got to
sir.
get right back to it here with the Indiana Area School District. It's not like you step away from that role while you're doing something else like the United Way. That still has to go on, and you've been working very hard on budget within the school district. I know you've got some difficulties to overcome, and you've got a 4-point plan.
Yeah, we have big problems and plans to get out of them. Yeah, but the United Way took up a lot of time for sure. There were a lot of late night second shifts, I call them. You go home and after doing United Way stuff and sit on the couch and catch up on all the things that you had to put on hold tonight. And but one of the big things that we have this time of year, Todd, is the budget. And Indiana Area School District, along with a lot of the school districts across the Commonwealth, are facing significant budget deficits, and ours is very significant. Ours is a $6.7 million deficit right now that we have to figure out. And thanks to the school board for the volunteerism that they do, because those are unpaid positions, and they're tasked with figuring this out with us. And that 4-point plan is my proposal on how to solve this problem for our community, because 6.7 doesn't go away without a plan.
No, it doesn't.
So we have to cut as much as we can cut. We're making a proposal this coming Monday to cut almost $1.5 million out of our budget, which is a monumental task. We're going to lobby the school board and hope that recommend that they raise taxes. Something that nobody wants to do, but we need to cut our spending and generate revenue if we're going to get out of this. And then we have a bunch of contracts coming up with all of our employees, and we're going to have to try to save money there through whether we cut healthcare costs or find savings there somehow. And then we have the fourth point of that plan is we have to advocate for more money for public schools, because we didn't get here because we're out there spending money left and right. We're good stewards of the taxpayers' money, and yet here we are in this situation where the costs are just skyrocketing and the revenue is just not keeping pace.
Well, you mentioned that every school district is having to deal with this situation right now, and there are specific reasons that you can point to, but there are also unexpected reasons that are going to increase what you have to spend. And of course, you set aside as much as you can in terms of resources available to you. But at the same time, when you get charter school funding that is required of you, when you have rampant fuel costs and heating costs and all of those personnel costs, it all becomes very, very difficult. And you look at numbers, and then you try to make those numbers fit into something that is going to be a good formula, not only for this coming year educationally, but then moving forward, while at the same time maintaining the education that you're after.
Correct. We have high expectations for our kids, and we set high standards, and we want to give every kid that walks through our door the absolute best experience that we can give them. But you're right. Fuel costs are through the roof. The cyber charter school is a $2.1 million hit on our budget every year. That's a mandate from the state. And we have our special education costs are up $2.7 million over the last 5 years. So, and all the while that we've lost, our ability to raise revenue through taxes. The value of the market in our district is not growing at the same rate as some of the other places in the state, which causes a problem. And that's where we are. And we're going to figure it out. We got a plan, and we're going to keep attacking it. Like I said, just like when everybody sees the rising costs, everybody in their own budget, in their own home, sees that cost. We're dealing with exactly the same thing, just on a much larger scale. So
you mentioned urging the legislature to approve. Is it in terms of changing the formula by which revenues are allocated to school districts, or how is it that the legislature could help?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I don't have all the answers. I wish it was that easy. And those ladies and gentlemen in Harrisburg have a really tough job too, trying to figure this out. But I think there has to be changes to the way our basic education funding formula and how we make sure that all of our children in the Commonwealth, can have that experience. We got to get back to basics and meet that constitutional mandate to adequately fund public schools. Whether that's through reforms to some of the money going out and some of the mandates that we're forced to pay, or whether it's through increasing funding across the board, whether it's a reform to property tax or an excise tax of some sort somewhere to help generate the revenue necessary to keep pace with these growing costs. We have to figure it out, and we're going to do the hard work of doing the best we can to support the legislators, so help them help us.
So that presentation will come Monday before the school board?
No, not that presentation, but the presentation on cuts will come.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I figure out the legislation stuff, someone should elect me governor. But but yeah, the presentation for cuts will be Monday night's academic and policy and personnel committee, basically.
Yeah, that's never an easy thing.
No, it's tough. It's tough, and it's tough to make cuts that don't really hurt the program that we provide. Because so much of everything we do goes to kids. So what do you trim off? It's a tough situation, and the school board has some tough decisions to make. And again, I thank them for the work that they do, because they don't get paid. They don't do it for anything except the love of the community, and it matters.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some happier news.
Please, yeah, it'd be good.
Tell me about the presidential AI challenge.
So this is awesome. So the president put out a challenge to all kinds of different aspects of the community and challenge them to use AI in productive ways. And one of our teachers, Mr. Joe Perkovich, who's our librarian and media specialist at Eisenhower Elementary, applied as an educator. What Joe does is he helps our students, all of our students that go through 4th and 5th grade at Eisenhower, become authors, have the ability to have the opportunity to become authors. They write these stories that are like choose your own mystery stories that we used to read when we were kids. Joe helps them write them as part of the curriculum. And then what they do is they take their stories and they run it through AI bots that help illustrate the stories. So the kids learn ethical ways to produce, to enhance their work rather than have the AI bot do the work for them. And he applied, and he actually won the local competition. He's now a PA finalist, and he has to go compete at a regional competition on the 9th. And if he wins that, he gets to go to the White House.
There you go.
So we're rooting for Joe. We're so proud of the work he does. He's one of those innovators that's integrating the new technology with the curriculum to enhance it. And he's a leader, and we're really happy he's on our team. And the kids are excited. They'll have 25 original novels that they've written at the end of this year, and that's just amazing.
It's fascinating to me the way school districts, in particular, are facing the AI challenge. This is called the Presidential AI Challenge, but it is a challenge for school districts to integrate AI, which is here. It's not just coming; it's here. Walter Schroth told us about this when we were first getting introduced to the term years ago.
Right.
But he said it's coming. Well, now it's here. And to use it correctly and to implement it into the school curriculum correctly is a big challenge for school districts. You're tackling it just like every other.
It's so hard. I mean, think about it. We're trying to predict what the future will look like 15 years from now when these kids hit the workforce, right? And we don't know what it's going to look like 15 months from now with how fast AI is changing everything. So it's a big challenge our teachers face. But it comes back to the same things, teaching them how to think critically, teaching them how to use the tools to solve problems, not to have the tools do the work for you. You do the thinking and apply the tool, because that's what AI is, right? It's a tool. It's a tool to increase your efficiency and effectiveness, and but you can't take the human piece out of that. Without us, it doesn't work, and that's what we have to focus on, and we have to teach our kids how to apply that tool in the new world that is yet to be developed. And it's an interesting challenge that we all face. But education matters. I mean, you watch what those astronauts are doing right now, and that goes back to science class and technology class, and the kind of stuff that Joe Perkovich and people like him instilled in kids.
Yeah, we heard about that professor last week somewhere, who's getting IBM Selectrics. and teaching kids how to change typewriter ribbons because he wants to get AI out of the
Right.
classroom. He's making them actually learn how to type on an old school typewriter.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Don't want to go that far. Technology is something, though, that is amazing, and in the way that kids are able to use it, and probably better than you and I could ever use it. Combat bot season, for instance, that's one thing that you and I would never have thought of when we were kids.
Oh, absolutely not. But it's so cool though. Like this week, the brand new senior high class, the Bots IQ class at the senior high, is competing in a competition. They did really well at their competition at Westmoreland Community College a couple weeks ago. Now they're going to Penn West Cal to compete in the state championship competition for Bots IQ, or the regional competition. It's so exciting, though, but that's exactly what we're talking about. When you take what these kids do is they build robots that are designed to smash other robots, right? But they have to build them they fit all of this stuff into these specs. It can only weigh, 15 pounds or whatever. So they have to talk about weight ratios to power, and, they have to have certain, when they build their weapon, they have to make sure that their weapon is resilient and sturdy, but they also have to make sure it fits in this little box that they have to work with. So they are doing advanced engineering and design and critical thinking. Then they go out and smash it up, and now they have a couple minutes to fix it before they put it back in the ring. And it's just so amazing. It teaches them teamwork and communication skills and problem-solving skills and those engineering skills, and it instills in that love for technology. We have kids that just absolutely love this program. So kudos to Mark Wren and Keaton Stantz and Mike Dolges and Scott Harrington for building these programs. The middle school program, as you know, our middle school has built a complete league in Western PA, and their competition's next month. And I think they have up to 15 schools now participating. And it started with just a handful of schools, and now we have 15 schools sending teams, or 15 teams anyway, coming from different schools to compete. It's just amazing how many kids' lives are being impacted by this. And these are the astronauts of the future, those people that, go out
they
there.
can see the practical application of that fixing the toilet on the Artemis.
Absolutely, right? I mean, you got to think critically and solve problems and work as a team to do it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's
Soft
awesome.
Skills Challenge gets underway today.
Speaking of which, skills and critical thinking, just wanted to say thank you to the Chamber of Commerce and the Aaron Intermediate Unit, who has put together this year's iteration of Soft Skills Challenge. Soft Skills Challenge, and I want to thank them because some of our students get to participate in this. And through all that technology, it's so easy for kids today to bury their head in a phone and get lost in that, and they lose those skills, those personal skills, making eye contact, having conversations with people, being able to work as a team, being able to those skills that businesses look for. Yeah, we can teach you how to use a computer. We can teach you how to do X, Y, or Z, but we can't teach you how to care. We can't teach you to show up on time. We can't teach you to have those soft skills that are so critical and what everybody still looks for. And this is a way that we holistically teach our children. And it's a community-driven program. We have so many businesses, Renda, one of them, up and down Philly Street, that are welcoming kids in just to help them develop those soft skills. They're going to make them successful in the long run, make them Indiana ready, as what the Chamber of Commerce calls it. So it's a really nice way and another great example of how Indiana County cares, and we take care of our kids. And it takes a village, and this village steps up and helps out.
Yeah, it's sort of a nice transition thing into making what you learn in a book or in a school hallway into a real world application.
Right.
That's really what it's all about. All right,
It's so exciting. Thank you.
Hey, kindergarten registration going on right now.
It is. Kindergarten. Yeah. Wow, we finish up this year. We're working on next year.
Yeah.
Kindergarten registration is live. If you have a 5-year-old who will turn 5 before August 31st of this year, they are eligible for kindergarten registration. You go on our website and go to Register My Child, how to enroll my child in school, and there will be a link right there, and you can sign them up. There'll also be a registration day in early May that will be advertised on our website.
There you go. He is Rob Heinrich, Indiana Area School District. Joe Fischel's got an email just arrived here this morning, so make sure he doesn't know your phone number anymore. Did you change your number?
I did. Already changed.
Very good. Hey, thanks for the visit this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Todd. Thanks for having me.
Indiana Area School District, they're doing the job, and they've got some work ahead of them, as you heard. And so we'll continue to follow that, and we'll be there at the school district school board meeting coming up on Monday. It's Indiana in the Morning on WCCS. Westwood One Sports next. Matt.